Good. Okay, Arnie can hear me. That's the important part. Hi, Arnie. And hi, everyone else. I see a power-packed panel, and I see some new students and some familiar ones. Welcome to all of you. This is the music department's every semester, biannual, I guess we'd call that, orientation meeting called Music Students FYI. And it's not called Music Majors FYI because you're welcome to be here even if you're just taking one of our classes and you're maybe interested in some of the things that we have to offer, such as degrees and certificates and courses. But then, of course, if you're a music major, we have lots of information that is going to be important for you specifically. So let's go around, please, and get to know some of the folks who are here. Since I'm already speaking, I am Dr. Kevin Cooper, and I am the current chair of the music department. I teach all of the guitar classes, all levels from beginning to advance. And I also teach music appreciation and occasionally fundamentals. So I enjoy doing that and have been getting a kick out of trying to overcome the challenges of online education. Some of it has gone quite well, and then, as you've all experienced, some of it is harder to achieve, especially with playing music together when we're not together. But last semester we had a really fun concert called Rams Jams with a guest artist from Mexico who played with and for us. And we're going to repeat that same format this year in the spring with a wonderful guitarist from France named Gaëlle Solal. She was originally invited to join us in 2020 spring, but then you all know what happened and everything was canceled. The world was canceled. So we're gonna take two on that, and we're looking forward to it. But now let's hear from some of our other great music faculty and staff. The next person on my particular screen is Ms. Julie Dana. Would you like to go next?
Hello, everybody. I'm Julie Dana. I direct the choirs here at City College, and I also teach music appreciation. And we have an interesting semester coming up. Last semester, we were able to put a little concert together, and you can see all of our collective videos and things on the Fine Performing and Communication Arts YouTube page. Maybe somebody can put that link in the chat if you want to kind of check out what we did last semester. There's a lot of stuff up there for theater and dance and of course music. So yeah, the challenges. It's been crazy. So this semester, what I'm doing is we're combining. We're doing a concert we've been doing every year for the past 5 years called MLK Walk in Peace with Fresno State's choirs. So we're going to actually have a concert go up on February 26th that will feature the choirs of City College and Fresno State together, celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King and all that he stood for. And ne'er has there been a year that has been more important than this one for that. And then we're doing a version of our world music concert and have some friends and colleagues that I've met around the world that are coming in to share the culture of their music studies with our students in the choirs. And then they're going to teach us like a folk song from their particular country. So we've got someone coming in from Jordan and someone coming in from Thailand, and then a couple of colleagues that are actually here in the United States from Brazil and from Puerto Rico. And so they're going to come in and teach us a folk song from their native country. And so each day at the end of March, the last week before spring break, we're going to highlight a country and sing a little song. So yeah, that's kind of fun. But anyway, it's a it's a daunting time, but it's kind of fun to challenge oneself in learning how to do this online, because I was one of those guys that about 20 years ago was said, well, there's going to be a time when we do all our education online. I was like, yeah, no, forget it, so I eat my words, and here we go. And I'm going to introduce you to our full-time staff accompanist, who is the next one to me, and that is Arnie Kella.
Good afternoon, actually. And yes, I'm the pianist, one of the pianists along with Jill Webb. And I work primarily with Mrs. Dana and with Professor York for voice and Professor Wolfman for opera. But I love to work with instrumentalists. And so I would love to get to know some of you and have some accompanied pieces, and we can work it out together. Where there's a will, there's a way. And this is an opportunity to learn some new skills and how to collaborate in a virtual environment. So I hope that you reach out to me and we can work together. I could get to know you, and then someday we could celebrate in person, hopefully someday soon. So good to meet you all. I hope to see more of you throughout the semester. And I see Paul Lucchese to my right, so we'll go with him.
Hi, everybody. I can't see everybody. Well, no, I can sort of see everybody. And some of you are frozen. My name is Paul Lucchese, and I am the Director of Jazz Studies here. So I run the Jazz Ensemble and Jazz History. I teach 2 levels of jazz improvisation. I'm also directing the Woodwind Choir Ensemble virtually this semester. And so I am always interested in primarily, musicians who are going to maybe go into teaching. This would be a good semester if you play an instrument that you typically wouldn't consider to be a jazz instrument, and to get you potentially involved in either jazz improvisation or the jazz ensemble. We are looking with the jazz ensemble at putting some virtual performances together, both audio and video. So, but I would like to get to know people who have a lot of experience and maybe not that much experience in jazz. So that's what I do here. And I will pass it off to Professor Wells.
Bonjour tout le monde. Je m'appelle Professor Alicia Wells. I'm speaking French, but translated is hello everyone. I am Professor Wells. It's good to see you. The reason why I started off that way is because I want to always be a lifelong learner. I myself am going to be a student for the rest of my life. As an instructor and a teacher, I never want to forget the feeling of being a student. And that's my commitment to my students. I am the director of bands here at Fresno City College. I teach music theory 1, 2, 3, and 4 different semesters throughout the year. I also teach conducting. We have a great, very vibrant conducting class this semester. I teach music appreciation some summers, and also, last but not least, I teach the brass ensemble and all of the applied lessons for brass: trumpet, French horn, euphonium, trombone, and tuba. As you can see, I have a pile of instruments back here behind me. That's just the life of a music teacher. No fancy shelves and knickknacks for me, people. All instruments. So I always love this meeting because I get to see your faces and we get to see the staff and faculty together. A few really cool things I'm planning to do this semester include collaborations with San Jose State University, and we're going to be doing this really cool chamber ensemble project, mixing students together from one campus to another and having a contest where you actually arrange, perform, and produce your version of any cover song from any generation, whatever you want. And you got to make it rad, because the people who get the most clicks on a YouTube channel win. And so this is a semester-long project, but it's going to be really, really cool. And so that's just a little something that we're doing in band. My brass ensemble is just on fire as always. And so if you are interested, please do not hesitate to email me. I'll put my email in the chat, as well as the other faculty members. But it's great to see you all. And I don't want to take up too much time. I'm going to introduce to you Dr. Brandon Bascom. Take it away. Bonjour.
Hi there, I am Dr. Brandon Bascom. I teach piano, I teach music theory, and I teach ear training. I also teach piano pedagogy or piano teaching, which is not strictly limited to pianists. We've had guitarists, we've had percussionists, we've had bass players all take piano teaching and kind of tweak that class towards their specialty on running your own private studio, making better money than you can at other current jobs by honing in on the craft that you've been using and training yourself on your whole life. So if you're interested in taking that kind of a class, you can hop in that next fall. I also am the club advisor for Music Teachers National Association. We have a collegiate chapter of that, and I'm the advisor for that club on our campus. When we are on campus, I help manage the practice rooms. So when we get back to campus, you can check out a key card that will allow you entrance into one of our practice rooms with pianos in it. And that's pretty much who I am. I encourage you to take piano. If you are transferring to Fresno State or many other institutions, you are required to pass your piano proficiency exam before you can take your second jury. So I encourage students to take it for $46 a credit from really good looking instructors with really nice facilities at Fresno City College rather than paying more and getting what you get where you transfer. So if you can get it done here, get it done here. It works nicely. Any questions for me? If not, you can hit me up in the chat. I'll put my email in the chat as well if you have questions about those classes that I talked about. And we'll send it to Chris Brady, our commercial music instructor.
Hello there, everybody. It's good to see everybody. I'm a commercial music instructor. The classes I teach are audio engineering. Right now I'm teaching audio engineering 2, which is an extension of the original class. I teach computer music production, music business, and the history of rock. I can see I've got a few students in the audience right now. Some of the things we're doing and have been doing right now is actually NAMM online. So we've been kind of exploring that. If for those of you who haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's kind of normally it's the big convention that goes on, really the biggest in the world, happens in Anaheim once a year. Of course, now because of the pandemic, it's not happening in person, but it is all online. So fantastic thing to check out. Also, for those of you who haven't seen it, the theater and film department put together a film, and a lot of students that I taught. In fact, I'm trying to see if there's any here. I don't see anybody here that worked on it, but all of the music for that was done through commercial music students, and they did a really fantastic, amazing job. And I think the film really turned out nicely as well. So if you get a chance, check that out as well. The name of the film is The Plague Diaries, and it's on YouTube right now. And for this semester, we are doing everything online, of course, and which is really interesting because everything is, there's opportunities that are opening up online for collaboration and doing things via digital audio workstations, that you can do collaborations with other people and other artists. And we're looking forward to having some exciting guests come in this semester to talk to everybody. Of course, it's a lot easier doing it. That's one thing that's actually easier to do it online rather than have people come from out of town to participate with. Our next guest is a person by the name of Larry Graham. I don't know if we have any bass players out there, but he actually invented slap bass when he originally played with Sly and the Family Stone. And we actually have him making a guest appearance in a couple weeks to talk to people both in our computer music production class and our history of rock class. So as of now, that's kind of what we got on the calendar, and look forward to hear if anybody has any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll try to answer whatever I can.
Can I hop back in? I forgot to mention that this semester we are having 2 master classes. We're having a master class with Professor Omri Shimron from Cal State East Bay. And we're also having a master class and hopefully a recital with Samuele Amide from Italy, all done over technology. So stay tuned for announcements from that if you're interested in those piano recitals and master classes. Thanks.
Okay, there's some of our crew. Let's hear, I think, from the remaining music faculty, Mr. Joe Lizama.
I think you all can hear me. I can't hear myself. I'm panicking. Are we good? We're good? All right. Need more?
You're pretty soft.
I was recording something with this unit. I hear it now. To send out to a church, and I turned the volume down on purpose. Great. I'm the percussion instructor and obviously incompetent at using Zoom. And I teach all the percussionists that are majors at the college, and I feel really fortunate, and my students are fortunate because most of your ensembles will, at some time or another, want to utilize percussion. I kind of think of you all and your groups as the cake, and we're the icing on top of the cake. So hopefully you'll need some icing on your cake. Coming up next month, there's going to be, well, we're celebrating this year the 100th anniversary of the instrument, the vibraphone. So next month I'm bringing to Jazz at the Library a vibraphonist from Philadelphia, Tony Maselli. So I hope to have my students join in and learn a lot from that, or at least be exposed to his experience. But other than that, I only teach the one class, percussion ensemble, and the lessons to the majors. And I'm often gone in a normal semester, in a normal year. I'm usually out on tour, so that's why I just have the one class. And I will turn it back over to Dr. Cooper.
All right, thank you, Joe. So that, everyone, is your music team, your music faculty team. But the support doesn't end there. There's a big old hug for you to help you feel supported and to succeed academically. And that includes a few more people that I see here this morning. And today's focus, let me just state that if I haven't already. Normally we talk mostly about curriculum and courses and academic concerns. But, are you familiar with Maslow's hierarchy? This theory that you can't think about those higher level things unless you have a full tummy and shelter and the basic needs. And also, I would say that, that you feel and are healthy. So that extends to mental health as well. So, being healthy both physically and mentally, it's not happening as well as it usually does. So let's just address it head on and admit that we're all not doing our best right now. And that's, I think, true across the board. So, don't feel like an outlier. Let's see. I see several counselors here. We have Evie and Farouz and Sandy too, right? Would you guys like to speak first, or should I toss it to Psych Services?
I will do a quick presentation. I really love seeing all of you. I see some familiar names on the screen. We are here to help. We have Sandy, Farouz, and also our intern Blue here with us today. We do have other counselors available to you in your pathway. The arts, communication, and language pathway has many counselors available to you. Please reach out, make an appointment. We want to emphasize the importance of you guys coming in, meeting with us so that we can do your student educational plan early on, so that we can set up classes for you. If you're ready for graduation this semester, let us help you. Let us make sure that you are on the right track and that there are no other classes that you need before you need to transfer. So we are available. We are here to help you in whatever we can. Please reach out to us. You can find us on our website through the ACL, the Arts Communication in Language website, or you can email us. Your instructors know where to find us, so please talk to them, reach out to us, and have a wonderful semester.
Thank you, Evie. You and your team always do such a great job, and we appreciate that so much. I guess I want to pick up that conversation about kind of Evie and her team, but maybe
Not my team. But
maybe it's not your team.
we had the team.
Okay, the counseling team. Um, maybe I'll talk more about courses and such and later, and we'll get right to our main course today about mental health. I'm going to put in the chat Evie's direct email. I hope that's okay, and you can reach out with some questions that you might have for her. Let's see. I see in the middle of my screen Mr. Henderson and Dr. Martinez. Would you guys like to speak about the important work you're doing with RAM Pantry?
Hi, everyone. My name's Sean Henderson. I'm the Dean of Student Services here at Fresno City College. It's nice to see everyone. So do I have the ability to share my screen?
Let me enable that for you if I haven't.
Thank you. Just a few quick slides to kind of frame the work that we're doing with our RAM Pantry. I don't know if all of you are familiar with it, but you actually have access to a store. And I now have access to share my screen. So here we go. Here's a RAM Pantry. This is when we launched. You can see all the muckety mucks walking through for their photo op. Here's how you can reach the pantry if you have any questions. There's their email address. We began in January of 2016, and our goal was to try and reduce student hunger on campus. And we knew it was a challenge for us and for our student body. And it's not something that was judgmental. It was just something we had become aware of, and we're looking for ways to address it. We kind of started off like a co-op or a food drop, where every Friday afternoon from 12 to 2 in the back of the cafeteria, we would receive food. We would put it out, and students would come through and shop. It was all volunteer, and we did it that way until about November of 2017 when we got to open our store. The store, when we are on campus, is open Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. And we were able to get a paid coordinator and quite a good student staff to start working. You can see right there in the middle of that graph that in November of 2017, you saw our usage shoot through the roof. Some of the demographics, it's 50-50 male, female, men and women accessing. You can see right there at the bottom graph, ages 21 or younger are the highest shoppers, I guess that would be the right thing to say. And then there's our ethnic breakdown, which pretty much mirrors our campus. At the time that this was taken, I think this is almost a year old, we had nearly 100,000 visits to the store, which creates about an impact of 500,000 people in our community. We were averaging over 270 visits a day, and students would visit the pantry roughly 9 times a semester. So not just once, but more than that. And 270 in the span of 4 hours is a very busy store. So we've been very fortunate that our campus has supported our effort, created a store for the student body. Now that we are in the pandemic, we have transitioned to more of a drive-by. Drive up, let me say that better. Drive-by sounds a little negative. So now, and the time's not tabbed right, but our current hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Tuesday and Thursday, we're open from 9 to noon. And on Wednesday, we're open longer from 9 to 4. Food is prepackaged, and students come behind the bookstore and receive food, receive water, we'll receive hygiene products if we have them. In fact, Ernie, I think, can share some of the recent purchases that he's made. And I will stop sharing, sorry.
Thank you, if you don't mind. Recently we just purchased a lot of hygiene products. They'll come next week on Wednesday, so they won't be available till either late Wednesday, early Thursday, but we ordered about $10,000 worth of these products. So our buying power is very strong. So 10,000 is really probably $50,000 worth of product. So we'll have product for a long time. hopefully the rest of the semester. But we get fresh foods as well. We'll get meat, vegetables, cheese. So there's a lot of good stuff. When you come up, it's in the back patio of the bookstore. Just park back there, walk up, and you'll get a box of food, a prepackaged box of food. You'll get 3 to 4 prepackaged bags of food, and then any fresh produce or meats that we have. And we have just a variety of food all the time. You also get some type of drink, whether it's water, seltzer water, sodas. It just depends. We have a lot of community partners who give us free stuff as well. And then we also have a lot of money that our faculty and staff, they give us money every month from their deductions from their paychecks. And that really supports the pantry. And everything is free. Everything is free. It is a store, but it's free. And we don't charge you for anything. So just come up, give us your student ID number, not a card, just your ID number. And even if you don't have your number, if you don't remember, we're not going to turn you away. We don't turn anyone away. Everyone's welcome to the food. So thank you.
Can I just share a story so you guys know these, these two people are administrators, of programs. And I walked into Smart and Final one day, the end of the semester, and Dr. Martinez, who I've known for a long time, was standing in the line, and he had multiple shopping carts filled to the top with products that he was buying for the Ram Pantry by himself. And he was loading them onto the thing. And I was like trying to, no, I got it. And I mean, they're out there doing this for you guys. And it was just so, Ernie, it was so impressive to see you standing there with it was like a train of shopping carts. It was pre-COVID, right? So I literally shopping cart, filled just piles of stuff that he was taking to Ram Pantry for you guys. So, thank you guys both so much for everything that you do for our kids. It's so such an amazing thing. And they don't get to see that about you guys, but we do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really makes me proud to be here and to see something like this being a real priority for the college and taken seriously by everyone from the bottom to the top. And then the generosity of the sponsors and now I guess we're purchasing stuff too is just breathtaking and it makes me feel good. So and I echo Julie. Thank you, Dr. Martinez, and to Sean Henderson, and to all your team. I know it takes a team to make it happen, so thanks for that. I just heard from students yesterday in class who were excited to share about their experiences at the Ram Pantry with their other classmates because they thought it was such a great thing. So I was happy that they spoke up and told about some of the kinds of foods that they were able to get, the really quality produce, and then it's not only that type of food. I guess there's also like beef jerky and snacks and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, it always changes. I mean, so when we shop, we're able to get exactly what we want for the student body. A lot of times we do that through grants that we receive. We've partnered with Kaiser for the past couple of years to promote healthy eating and active living. We call that Team Heal. We've partnered with PE3. We're doing it virtually. And we have food set aside specifically for students who participate in that program that we're partnered with Kaiser. And Kaiser, their whole thing is preventative medicine. So again, healthy eating and active living. Where we were just about to get to at the point where we all had to leave campus was start really how to hard-boiled egg correctly, or cook rice, or how do you make
Sean, wait, you froze for a second. Right before the egg, what happened?
What? Uh-oh. Is my internet unstable?
Maybe. I thought it was me, but no. It's just start your story again.
Where we were getting to right before we left for the pandemic was to start a channel that would include a lot of how-to videos, nutrition information, We have a retired faculty in Ricardo Serta who comes back and would give nutrition seminars and how to shop. And I was amazed by what Ricardo taught the kids, and I use it in my shopping now. How to look at your hand to
Oh, rats. All right. Well, he'll load back on. Hopefully, I don't have his cell number. Maybe Dr. Martinez, you can reach out to him. Um, and then let's see. So I don't know if students, if you caught that, the only eligibility you need. Well, he said you don't need any eligibility. He said preferred a student ID that shows that you are a student here. But I'm pretty sure he said that's fine if you don't have that either. So we just want to help people, man. I think that's the gist of it.
I think that was the thing about the meat, right? The meat doneness. If you do your fingers, I think that's what he was talking about.
Bernie, do you know,
I'm gonna
Dr.
guess.
Martinez,
That's what I
do you
think
know
it is.
where he was going with that?
I'm sorry, no, she
Gotcha.
teaches you how to shop.
Oh, yeah.
And portion size and how your plate should be designed. And I hate my internet connection. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm stuck in the back of the house on an add-on. It's cold back here. I got a blanket
Everyone
on my
can,
mouth.
Sean, everyone can relate. Don't worry.
Man, my apologies. But I did want to say one thing. Where did she go? I too took a class last semester in wanting to be a lifelong learner. And I took an art course from a former student who's now a faculty member at Saddleback. So I think getting out of your comfort zone during this period of time can help your mental health. And it gave me something else to do. And it finally forced me to build a little art area in my home to do the work. So
Nice.
challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone and to try something new is a good idea. So anyhow, thank you very much for having us here to talk. You can, if you don't have to reach out to us just for food. If you have any issues, any concerns, reach out to our office, reach out to my office. All your faculty know how to get a hold of me, and we're here to help.
Thank you. So the Ram Pantry location, everyone, if you're not positive where that is, it's kind of, I don't know, would you say it's in the center of campus, right near the bookstore? So if you drive around that sort of letter C that our road, campus road makes, it's at the end of it. You'll find it.
So the easiest way to get to behind the bookstore is if you know how to get to the tennis courts. But if you don't,
Yeah.
you can access it from Blackstone off of Weldon, where Wendy's is. You come around, you go under the underpass, and when you come up, instead of turning left to go to the theater area in Math Science, you turn right. It will take you around this little area by the tennis courts. You'll pull up behind the bookstore, and bang, there you are.
All right. Well, thanks again for both of you guys coming and sharing about that. The Ram Pantry. Next, may I invite Stephanie? Where are you? There you are, Stephanie Liuba. Would you like to speak a little bit about the services that you offer at Psych Services, and then any advice you might give us for how to be our best during the pandemic? Let's see.
How about now?
Good.
Okay, perfect. I don't know what I did, but I did something. Could I also have access to share a PowerPoint as well?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think it's good to go. Try
okay.
it.
Awesome. Yes. So I actually have 3 of my other colleagues here with me. I have Chelsea, Monica, and Giovanni. So my name is Stephanie Luba. I am one of the psychological interns here at State Center Community College District. And so basically, like Dr. Cooper said, I wanted to discuss our services, what services we offer, really destigmatizing mental health and just healthy ways we can kind of cope throughout this pandemic. So Let me go ahead and get started. All right, awesome. All right, so what services we offer? So we do offer individual therapy, group therapy. We also have our talking circles, and we also are offering psychological assessments. Now, assessments are the only thing that we are administering on campus. We do go a little bit in depth through what each of these services, how they're conducted, and what's offered through them. So how to navigate our services, it's a little tricky, so I wanted to provide some visuals for you all. When you go to fresnocitycollege.edu, you're going to go ahead and click at the top where it says Campus Life. And then below the third column, second row, you're going to see Health and Wellness. So once you click on Health and Wellness, you'll have two options here, Health Services and Psychological Services. So you go ahead and click Psychological Services, which takes you then to our homepage. So the top picture is our homepage. If you scroll down just a little, you're going to see it says right here, if you're a student and would like to set up therapy, please fill out our online intake form. Or you do have the choice to download it PDF, and then you can also email it directly to us at psychservices@sccd.edu. Now, once you click on that online intake form, it is going to take you to a Qualtrics survey link. It's going to ask you basic primary questions. It's going to ask for your student ID, how we can contact you. Like I mentioned, you can also submit a PDF if you're just not too comfortable with a Qualtrics survey link. And then please expect for a supervised counselor to contact you within 2 weeks. You'll then have a triage appointment. Basically, during this session or this appointment, you will meet with the supervised counselor. They'll be asking you primary questions, background related information, family history, just really trying to gain an understanding of what's bringing you in and seeking our services. Then we can also have other additional resources, whether we have resources linked to like the RAM pantry or our case management on campus. So yeah. All right, so for individual therapy, these are just some student concerns we see. Adjustment to college, anxiety, depression, relationship and family issues, personal growth and exploration, grief and loss, stress and anger management, questions regarding sexual orientation or gender identity. And then again, during the individual therapy, you will have a supervised clinician. They will be under the care of a licensed clinical psychologist. Then they will assist you in finding just the best treatment option for you. Now, for the first semester of seeking our services, every student is granted 4 to 6 sessions. After the first semester, students then will be granted 2 to 4. And then here is a list of all of our group therapies along with the topic. We have Rainbow Radar, which will be, the topic is our LGBTQ AI plus support. We also have Recovery Resource. Again, this topic is for addiction and healthy coping. We have Social Skills. It's a social skills workshop. You can attend as many times as you want. The Anxiety Toolbox is a 3-session workshop, if you will, that really is just learning how to manage and cope with anxiety. We have our Healthy Relationships group. Again, the topic is discussed on relationships, boundary setting, assertive communication. We have the Body Project, which is a 2-week body image workshop where we really do encourage body positivity. We also have an expressive art therapy group. This one's really fun. Basically, you connect with your emotions through art. So you can get very creative with this. And the facilitators are very awesome. We also have the parenting group. So really parenting during the pandemic could be a challenge for several caregivers. And this is just really a way to be able to connect and have that supportive environment to be able to share the struggles or concerns one might be facing. We also have our Dream Circle, process and understand your dreams. We have facilitators who are well-versed in dream interpretation and dream analysis. And so that's a great group if you are wondering and exploring what your dreams mean. And then we have Comfort in Chaos, where this is just really a group focused on adjusting to college and COVID-19. So all of our groups are open to 18 and up, all SCCD students, so all the other satellite campuses. They are held online as well as the individual therapy. It's conducted, through a HIPAA compliant Zoom session, or we also offer telephone sessions for individual. And I'm trying to see, Dr. Cooper, I might send you this PDF because it's just easy for the students to be able to click the group therapy sign up form. It does take them to that Qualtrics link, and it just asks for their name, their student ID, and what group they're wanting to be a part of. And then, yeah, any other questions? Same email, psychservices@sccccd.edu. All right, and then I have Giovanni to present on our talking circles.
Hi, oh, shoot. Didn't mean to hit the video off. Sorry. All right, there we go. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, so I mean, at Psych Services, we also provide other services other than just individual therapy or group therapy. And so one of the services we provide is talking circles. And you might be asking yourself, what exactly is a talking circle? And that's a valid question. And it's to provide SCCD students a safe space to express their thoughts and feelings. The circles are kept confidential and are held via HIPAA compliant Zoom due to COVID-19. And the circles focus on an array of topics. We've done topics such as sports community support, support for those impacted by the wildfires, DACA and international students. And so if you'd like to be contacted about upcoming talking circles, there is a form on our homepage you can complete for that. All right, next slide, please. And so psychological assessments, as Stephanie mentioned earlier, it is the only service we still provide on campus. But, keep in mind, however, your safety is important. Therefore, proper safety precautions are in place for COVID-19. And so some examples of why you may want a psychological assessment include ADHD, bipolar disorder, anxiety or depression. And if you feel like any of those are directly affecting your ability to perform well in classes. And so, yeah. And then dealing with the pandemic and school can be stressful. Excuse me. COVID-19 may cause an increase in mental health concerns. Some examples include stressors. And so some of the stressors might be about your own health, as well as the health of your loved ones, loss of support services, stress about your financial situation, changes in sleep, eating patterns, difficulty sleeping or concentrating. And so, and then also you also have life changes which are occurring too, such as worsening or chronic physical health conditions. Now, these may become sort of prevalent given the pandemic because of the idea that we're all kind of afraid or worried about seeing a medical doctor because of COVID-19 concerns. And so we may not make it to the medical office as frequently as we'd like to. And so also this also creates a equal concern for worsening mental health conditions as well. And also you could have an increased substance use just from trying to figure out a way to kind of cope or be by yourself or whatever it might be. And so, and you also might not feel as recognized in your accomplishments. I mean, the issue is we don't really have any direct award ceremonies now or anything like that. So people might feel a little bit neglected in their achievements. So that could potentially cause stress. So all these factors are all realistic factors we're all going through. And so just want to make people aware that we have services available to you as students. Thanks. And now Chelsea's gonna talk about healthy ways to cope.
Thanks, Giovanni. Yeah, so we wanted to offer some assistance in healthy coping skills because that's important right now. Knowing where and how to get treatment. So we, just talked a lot about how you can access our services. And so we encourage you to do so if you feel like you need help with coping or you need a place to go where you can talk safely about what's going on in your life. We also recommend taking a break from the news. It can be overwhelming, especially with recent events and everything that's been going on in the world. It can really help to improve your mood if you take a break from the news. Limit negative thoughts. There's lots of ways to do this. You can imagine a stop sign. You can distract yourself, connect with other people. It's really important to stay in touch with people that you care about right now. So, using all of the different social media platforms, FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, Instagram, etc. Deep breathing exercises. A really good exercise is the 4-7-8. So you inhale for the count of 4, hold for the count of 7, and exhale to the count of 8, and repeat that 4 times. And that helps to calm your nervous system. Meditation, YouTube has a lot of really great free videos. There's also a lot of apps out there. There's like the Calm app. So that can also help with sleep as well. Progressive muscle relaxation and taking care of yourself through self-care activities as well. Julie mentioned in the chat that the breathing is great for falling asleep. It definitely is. It really gets you into the zone to sleep. Self-care is, it's a conscious act one takes to promote physical and emotional health. Your self-care plan can be customized to your needs. So anything that you like to do that isn't school or work related that helps you to relax is considered self-care. And you can assess which areas of your life need more attention. So if you find yourself overlooking certain areas of your life, like not spending enough time with your family or not engaging in hobbies that you used to find joy in, those are good places to start to look for opportunities for self-care. And you can create a plan for change. And if all of this sounds really daunting and you're not sure how to start, Psych Services is here for you. Talking circles are a great informal way to engage in learning about ways to take care of yourself. We also have all of the groups and individual therapy services as well. And self-care is not selfish. It's not just a physical thing either. It's about your mental and emotional well-being. So it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to go out and exercise if you don't like doing that. It just means doing those things that you like to do that make you feel good about yourself. So some ideas, some physical ideas, you can exercise regularly, aim for like 10 to 30 minutes, 5 times a week if you can. If not, even just taking a few minutes to like do some stretching or go for a short walk is really helpful. Getting good sleep. Sleep hygiene is really important for self-care. It helps you stay mentally and emotionally refreshed. You're able to engage better, and it helps with mood regulation. Trying to eat healthy meals, avoiding excess caffeine and sticking with a consistent eating schedule. There's also like yoga, stretching, going for walks, playing with your pets. Anything that really gets you moving is a good way to engage in physical self-care. We also have some suggestions for emotional self-care. So reaching out for emotional support from trusted family and friends, journaling, writing poetry, reading up on like stress management skills and creating a plan for that, self-compassion, music, listening to music, playing music. So those are all really good ways to engage in emotional self-care. And so I think it's Monica now. She's going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about self-care.
Yeah, and other ways to do self-care and socially is having boundaries with people who might not necessarily be helpful or neat or nice to be around. And so having boundaries when necessary. Also removing negative followers on social media, right? And maintaining communication with friends or family or people that you feel are very supportive in your life. Maybe reaching out to those people to get that social connection, because I think that's really important as part of self-care. When it comes to school and work, I know it gets really busy, and trying to do schoolwork online platform has really been very stressful for many. And so trying to figure out a way to time manage. So using a calendar, maybe setting reminders on your phone, taking breaks when it's necessary, having limits. So maybe having a goal and not for the day, and then taking a break. And then that's all, those are all things that are important to do so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. Also asking for help and support from professors, TAs, or any admin, that individual in your school that you feel comfortable reaching out to, as well as our clinic. We're here for you guys for support, especially during this time. I know everybody is having a lot of things going on, and so it's important to reach out for support. Another thing is sometimes it's hard to reach out for support because there's a negative view on mental health, or and so to be able to destigmatize mental health, because it's very everybody experiences anxiety, depression, and just uncomfortable feelings. So it's important to use respectful language when you're talking about mental health conditions. And it's important that you see the person, not the condition. Also offer support and provide resources when you see somebody that's struggling. And try not to use the labels that are commonly used, like, oh, you're crazy, you're a psychopath, you're a psycho, what a wacko. So lunatic, so all of those words that are kind of don't sound very nice. And so tried not to use those labels, and just try to be accepting and understanding. So it's okay to feel anxious, sad, or even stressed. It's okay to seek out therapy during this time. There's other ways that you can do to help reduce the negative views of mental health by talking openly about mental health with others, educating yourself or educating others. If you see stigmatization on social media, say something. Show compassion for those with a mental illness. Choose to live an empowered life over shame, and don't harbor self-stigma. So fighting the stigma by not having stigma for yourself. And so advocating for those, and being open and compassionate to everyone, because everybody is going through their own struggles.
Stephanie, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so that's the end of our presentation. If there's any questions, just go ahead and contact us. I'll put our email in the chat. And here's just some additional resources that we have in case, if you have any thoughts of, wanting to harm yourself or end your life. We have the National Suicide Hotline. If you know others that can benefit from this, it's just a really good resource, 24/7 confidential resources. We have the text line where you text home to 741-741, or again, we have the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Thank you so much, Chelsea, Stephanie, Giovanni, and Monica, for sharing and being here today, being a face to your department for all of our students and us. I imagine that there's a gamut of severity with the mental illness that you treat. And maybe some folks are thinking like, oh, well, I feel stressed out, but I don't think it reaches the level of going to psych services. Do you have anything that you would say to that person?
I would say, it's always appropriate to seek mental health, because the idea is, even if you're slightly stressed out, perhaps hearing from a different perspective can help you with your adjustment. And ultimately, there's no level of severity that is not severe enough. That's what I think.
Thank you. Good. Anyone else have questions for our team?
I put a question in the chat about the circle. Last semester, one of your colleagues started a talking circle for the performing arts students who are equally devastated by this Zooming online when they're used to being in ensembles and stuff. And I was just curious if there are any plans to have that again this semester.
Was that Brandon? Do you know if that was Dr. Landry who was
Yeah,
doing
I
that?
think it was. I'd have to look through my emails because he like emailed me the second I sent the thing to Dr. Montano, and but
Yeah.
I stepped away from that point, so I don't know. I
Okay.
believe that some of our students were attending that, and so
Yeah, I can definitely I can ask him. I do remember him talking about it last term. So I can ask him and see if it's something he's going to continue and have him reach out to the students and let them know that that will be offered.
okay, cool. Thank you. Because I'd like to, I had it in my classroom so the kids could just click on the link and see where to go and what to do. So I'd like to continue that because many of the people in these squares put their entire heart and soul into and passion into this area of their education. So
Any questions from the students or anyone else? Okay, then let's wrap up our time here with a few, business keeping, details. It is still within the time to add a course or drop a course, for instance, if you feel like you're not in the right one. Um, let's see. I wonder if one of my colleagues could put in the chat while I'm talking a link to the web page, the college web page, where you can go and you click on majors, and then you can see all the degrees very clearly and the certificates, and then what the specific courses are that you're supposed to be taking. In general, music students, no matter what rung of the ladder you're on, you need to be taking private lessons, which is the intermediate advanced class, and you need to be taking some sort of ensemble. So that always needs to happen. In addition, right in the middle, the core is music theory and ear training. So that's kind of a little red flag. If you're a music student or you think you're a major, but you're not in one of those things, that is what's going to create the balance that you need and the preparation that you need for success in the career, and for specifically transfer success. Dr. Bascom mentioned a second ago, and I hope you caught that because it's relevant for all folks. You may consider a piano class, even if you're not a pianist or a commercial music major who must take a piano class, because we're only allowed to mandate so many credits. And we wanted to mandate that one as well, but we're limited. That is something that all music students have to take when you go to university, such as Fresno State. So, like Dr. Bascom said, you could take it here for cheap, $46 a unit, and get some of those skills ready for your piano audition when you transfer. Or you can wait till later and deal with it when you're dealing with all the other challenges of transfer, and B, when it's much more expensive. So, what am I forgetting? Music
Can I just
faculty.
add something really quick to that?
Do it.
Those of you who are already enrolled in music theory and ear training concurrently, if you do not end up passing one of those, you may not go on to the next level. And a lot of my students in the past, not a lot, but some of them have found out this the hard way. And then of course, having to repurchase the book because they've waited so long that the 4 semesters of access to that book has now passed. And so it really is imperative that you take those music theory courses very seriously. I know that Zoom isn't the ideal way to learn these subjects, but we can't do anything about that. So put your best effort into understanding. Come to our office hours. I know I have probably 25 students who've already signed up for my office hours, but take advantage of going to see Dr. Bascom, going to see Mr. Bergman. We're here for you. We want you to pass. We want you to succeed. So just remember that throughout the semester when you feel bogged down and like you don't know if you can continue, it's important to continue in those music theory classes on time.
And if I could just put a plug, I've got a Doc B Theory YouTube channel. So if you did not pass, you can go back and watch some of those videos and brush up on some of your skills so that you can pass when you do retake the class.
And as a non-theory teacher and a person who was horrible in theory when I was studying, if something happens and you didn't get registered and so you're having to wait till the fall to start and you haven't taken music fundamentals or beginning piano, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because both of those classes will help you prepare to enter into the fall semester in wherever you're at. So I really recommend you doing that. It's not going backwards. It's not easy peasy if you're some great artist, in whatever your instrument is, to go back and get the foundation, and I say that as a singer, we're the most notorious for not knowing how to read music and notes and sight read and all that stuff. And that's why we do that in my ensembles. So I really strongly recommend that you guys look at those classes, music fundamentals, beginning piano. Both of them are going to give you a really sound background. And I'll tell you that a lot of my singing students that are now at Fresno State and went through a semester of fall, I was watching on Facebook as they said, I passed my beginning piano proficiency. And it was because they took piano over here, And so, it's a little more in your schedule, but oh well, if you have a goal, these classes, and I really believe, I'm the oldest one here, so I can say this, that your study at this school makes you so much further ahead than everybody else that kind of jumps into Fresno State as a freshman out of high school or out of other college programs, to be honest. We have four-year professors that tell us how well our students do because they're uber prepared. And they're uber prepared because they don't just do the bare minimum. They do what they need to expand the skills necessary to do this major. It's hard. There's a zillion 1-unit classes you have to take, where everybody else gets 3 units. And, but it's so worth it, you guys. Just look at us that have been this road. We did the same road you did. I did. I sat in theory and, and listened to my band friends going, oh, that's E flat major. Oh, that's D minor. Oh, that's, and I was still going, every good boy does fine, trying to, and taking private piano lessons so I could catch up. So that's something that I just kind of throw out there from my experience at not being a trained musician from when I was 5. My dad played in a mariachi and he thought I was crazy when I would come home practicing arias and stuff, it is what you make it, and all those things are available to you. And speaking of things that are available to you, Mr. Lucchesi, I don't know if you'd like to take it from here, but we have scholarship auditions coming up this semester, and we just wanted to tell you some important dates there. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lucchesi.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people like money? Does no one? Okay, so nobody likes money. That clears that up. So we have an opportunity, actually many opportunities for you, and I'll just make this really quick. The process for this will be primarily through your applied teachers. The information will be available and be pushed out through the different music classes, and it will go to you via Remind. There are 2 applications that you have to complete. One is the City College Music Department Google form, and then the other is through Fresno City College's scholarship. So if you do one of those instead of both, then we'll have a problem. If you do both, you'll be in good shape. Things to think about now would be if you need piano accompaniment. Obviously, there are a number of students who have navigated this environment for a piano accompaniment, and it's a little bit more detailed than just getting together with Arnie and playing. So there's a little bit more preparation. You still get to play with Arnie, but he needs to make a recording for you if you need accompaniment. Otherwise, the logistical elements of your either submission, which will be due by the 6th of March, or the live audition in Zoom, which will be on the 12th, all of the materials as far as paperwork are due on March 2nd. So both applications are due March 2nd, and then we have two kind of options. So if there are questions about that, oh my, there is an electronic choo-choo train that I've heard. If you have questions about that, Julie Dana's email is there. I'm also available almost all the time.
But talk to your applied
yeah, you're logistically, it will be varying levels for if you play guitar and there's no accompaniment. That will be different than if you are singing and need accompaniment, or a bunch of different things. I don't think we've ever done a virtual ensemble by yourself, but I would like to see that, and that's what Nico likes to do. So Nico, I'd like a 24-piece clarinet ensemble. No, I'm just kidding. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll get you some money, because everybody likes money. That's it for now.
I'd like to introduce another one of our colleagues that came into the meeting, Professor York. Are you with us?
Hey, you guys. Yeah, I came very fashionably late. Sorry about that.
Tell us about yourself. What do you teach?
Hold on. Okay, there I am. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi. I teach harmonica. No, I don't. But that would be really cool, and I do have some. I teach voice. I teach Music 25, our beginning voice level 2, and I teach our intermediate advanced voice, Music 26. And we're already off to a bang. We're having a great start. So, what else?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. We're getting ready we're actually getting ready. This week, we have a speech language pathologist coming and presenting to our class about vocal health, how to keep your voice healthy, a lot of reasons why she sees people at the clinic she works at for voice therapy. And so I'm really excited that she's coming. She works for the Central California Ear, Nose, and Throat Medical Group here in town. And so I'm really excited about that. And then in a couple of weeks, we also have Dr. Maria Briggs. She's one of the opera faculty at Fresno State. She's going to come, and 3 of my students are going to sing for her in a master class. So everybody gets to watch and kind of participate on that. So that's going to be great. And coming up at Fresno State is their Art Song Festival. So some of you guys maybe who are interested in composing art songs for singers, they have a whole portion now that they're starting to do. They do this every year. And I just want to throw that out, that they have an art song composition portion to this. So you can win prizes. The faculty or different people will present your song to the group. The festival this year is all online. But they have guest people come in and do master classes for the singers. I've had several singers from Fresno City represent last year. It was incredible, and they did great. And I just want to echo what Mrs. Dana said about Fresno State faculty praising our students from City College being so prepared and stuff. And I heard that multiple times from our students who sang in that festival last semester. So anyway, okay, I'm done. Thanks.
All right, let's hear from our students. What questions do you maybe have? For instance, you need advice. Are you in the right courses, or would this course be advantageous to you, or whatever? Thank you, Alicia, for mentioning the importance of the theory and ear training, and Julie following that up with, if you didn't do well in the fall, consider voice, beginning piano, or fundamentals to get yourself primed to take it again in the next fall and succeed. And let's say you did pass Theory 1 and you are in Theory 2 and ear training 2. If you are deciding which assignment to do, mine or one from those classes, the fact is you can take my class again any semester. But you cannot take the theory and ear training every semester. You have to wait a whole year. So that needs to be where your priority lies, as much as it pains me to say that, because I love my own classes and I personally prioritize those. But you should be thinking about ear training and theory. Anyway, enough talk from me. Let's hear from you. Go.
Are there any piano courses over the summer?
Yes, there usually are. We scheduled one, I believe,
one.
with Star.
Piano 1, yeah. It's usually offered every summer, yes.
Have you taken one already, Diana?
Yeah, I have. I was asking about 2, but that's okay. That's okay. Thank you.
Well, we could try to we could sneak in there a cross list so that you could do it.
We could cross list it. We're still room now if you want to take it now. It's at what was it at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, there's 3 sections of it. One at night on Tuesday night, one at 10 o'clock Monday through Thursday, and when Star's other one? I forgot.
Oh, there's only 2.
Oh, I thought there were 3. Okay.
I guess the reason we don't normally do that is because we're trying to make sure that the fall has enough Music 28 people, right, Dr. B?
Music 21.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm thinking guitar. 21. Yeah.
We also have a question in the chat from Lorena. When will we have an idea of what music classes are offered during the summer?
Oh, we know now, and it's the usual bunch. I'll pull it up for you. Thanks for that question.
I'm teaching finale. If you're interested in taking finale, if you haven't taken finale already, Music 112. All commercial music majors need that course. So
And Professor York is scheduled to teach beginning harmonica.
I would like to teach Peloponnesian nose flutes. I'll let you know when that's on the list. Yeah? No.
I didn't really hear you, Alicia.
Oh, Peloponnesian nose flute. That's my course.
Oh.
Oh, there's a laugh.
Yeah, gonna pass on that one. I took tap dancing last semester, guys, because I figured I tap danced for 9 weeks last spring. So I actually took the tap dancing class in the fall. It was awesome.
I was inspired by that, Professor Dana. There's also a question about, is it too late to sign up for beginning piano this semester, Dr. Batsky?
No, it is not. We would love to have you.
Please,
we have a class at, I believe, 11 o'clock, Monday through Thursday.
Are there any other ones? Because that conflicts with choir.
There is STARS class from 6 to 9 on Tuesdays. And I think she has another one that I'm not aware of off the top of my head.
Libby, message me and I'll help you.
Anyone else? No questions too small.
We're glad you guys came to check this out. And the silence of any questions and everybody stays muted and stuff is something that we all see in our classes, right? But know that all of us are available to you to answer questions. And the other thing that I wish there was a way for the school to do this, but we know that however many 20,000 students we have on campus, that there's a lot more people that do music that don't ever realize we're here. So if you guys ever run across a friend who's taking classes, but they didn't know that they could take piano here, or they could play in the band, or they could sing in the choir, they could take a guitar class, or learn how to play jazz, or you know what I mean? A lot of them go through here and aren't really aware that you can add a class to your schedule. You could, and right now I think, I was watching the psych services go through the list of things to help, and and I saw play music or listen to music or whatever. And I know that for me, there were moments in this last year where I couldn't sing. I was so bummed out by what we were going through, I just stopped singing. And so her list, I kind of was taking what I could take from it, but there are other people that we know that aren't singing or aren't playing or aren't whatever, because they don't know that they can. So if you guys can help us spread the word by, you know, blasting it on social media. We have that Facebook page, Music at City. We have a Twitter account also, right, Dr. Bask?
We do.
An Instagram too.
Yes.
And you know, if you guys can help us also by letting your friends know that they can do classes out of their major if they're not a music major. And we'd love to have them join us. I've had a lot of students who are not music majors that have come through my programs, and I got to see them graduate with their bachelor's degrees and whatever other thing they studied at Fresno State. So, you know, just something. Food for thought in the silent Zoom room.
Okay, much love, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna make this required viewing for my students who aren't here, so this message will be sure to get out to everybody. But yeah, come see us if you have anything and you need anything. Best of luck to all of you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. If we were in person, I would give you donuts and coffee and pizza, but we're not. That's cool, Joe. Okay, bye everyone. Have a good
Thank you
weekend.
guys. Bye.